Hi guys, I'm Yamiako Mensa, the host of Yonko TV, and today I'm excited to have with me here the Travelogist, the Ghanaian living in Brazil who want to be the first Ghanaian living in Brazil who has traveled to all the countries in the world. So stick and stay whilst we bring you this exciting conversation. Yo, the Travelogist, welcome to Yonko TV.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Nice meeting you.
I'm very happy and very grateful for the opportunity given to me. So, I'm the Travelogist, a Ghanaian living in Brazil. I was born and raised in Ghana. I live in Brazil. And the goal is to be the first Ghanaian in Brazil to go to all the countries in the world. So far, I've been to 44 countries, and I think that's what we'll be talking about.
Okay, yeah, sure. So we're talking about, so far I've been to 44 countries. How many countries do we have in total? We have 200 or 190 something.
We have about 193.
193, so you've gone to 44 so far. So now let's say you are left with about 150, let's say 150 or something that way. Okay, so how did you end up being, or like living in Brazil, or how did your journey began?
Okay, so initially the journey was for me to go to Turkey, which is Istanbul. You know, from the beginning, since childhood, I'm one person I love to explore. You know, most of the places in even Accra and other places I've been there before. You know, so it's something that I love to do. You know, so I decided to take a step and then travel to Turkey. Then through Turkey, I go through Europe and then the rest. But it's a long story, you know.
It's a long story.
And then later on, I decided to give a try to Brazil, and it came true. And that's how I ended up in Brazil. But the main focus was not Brazil from the beginning. But when I got there, I loved the scene, and I stayed.
So that means Brazil was not your first country you visited. So from Ghana, which country was the first country you visited?
No, from Ghana. When you want to go to Brazil, definitely you have to transit. So the first country I transit through was South Africa.
Okay.
Yeah, South Africa before going to Brazil, Sao Paulo.
Okay. So how long have you been living in Brazil?
So far, 10 years going. Yeah,
10 years in Brazil.
10 years to 11 years.
10 to 11 years. Okay. So what are some of the challenges you faced as a travelogist?
So, like I said, let's say the challenges are many, you know, but you just have to weigh them on and then move on, you know. I'm somebody who doesn't like to talk, you know. I don't like to talk much. When I see something and it's wrong, I just tell you and then move on, you know. I just react that moment. I don't need to come on the camera and be talking about it, you know that. So I face a lot of situations during my travels. For example, in Switzerland, you know. I think if we're going to talk about this, it's going to take a long time. From Switzerland, Dubai,
I think
Turkey was the worst one. I was almost kidnapped in Turkey. Trust me. I was almost kidnapped. Almost. I don't know. It's almost. I don't know how I got out, but I think it was my experience, my travel experience that got me out, because I didn't take it easy. I didn't take it easy with them, you know. And that's how I was able to break through. You know. It wasn't easy. And this kidnapping I'm talking about was the police of Turkey. So imagine, even the police. You understand? So, and I'm always very grateful that Turkey was never my first country I traveled to from the beginning. You know? So, been to countries, and I've been to many countries also that I loved so much, like Spain, Holland, Hungary, Budapest. Lovely place to be. Trust me, you love it. You know. So, we faced some challenges. Germany, I've been to Germany, but Germany, you know. So before the beginning, when I was going to Germany, people were saying Germans are not very open. They don't have smiling face. And I went there and it was true. You know, sometimes you want to film and you pick up your camera and people start frowning their faces, looking at you, you know, like they are angry at you, you know. No smiling face. You smile back at them and then they refuse to smile back at you. You know? It's very sad, which is not common in Brazil. Everyone is open to smile back at you, you know. And Waldemar will bear me a witness.
So he was also there. Okay, he has been there before.
He has been to Brazil,
so I think he has experienced that. Okay, so So you've been to 44 countries.
Yeah.
Okay. So in this year, how many countries have you visited so far in this 2025?
2025, I started with Ghana. I think
So you okay,
2025,
just came to
I'm already in
Ghana,
Ghana.
already in Ghana.
Just from the visit, you
Okay.
know. But definitely we are traveling to some countries this year.
This year.
Possibly unexpected. We'll be landing in many countries this year.
Oh, okay.
I think we need to complete 60 countries this
60
year.
countries.
Yeah.
So that means you want to. That means you have 44 already. So
Yeah.
16 more to make
Yeah.
60.
Yeah.
Okay. So what inspired you to like be traveling to countries? What inspired you to do that?
So, like I said,
Yeah.
since childhood, when I was
Yeah.
in Ghana before I traveled,
Yeah.
I had this mind of knowing the world before I know more, you know.
Okay.
And I also see that human being, you are not a statue, you know.
Yeah.
You need to move around,
Yes.
you know. So, and I feel like staying in one place is like you are doing the service to your soul.
So
You understand?
yeah. Okay.
I think your soul or your body has to move around to feel different cultures,
Different
you know,
cultures. Yeah.
and different people, you know. So most of the countries that I've been to, I learned a lot from
lot
there,
from
you
there.
know. And that's some of the experience I've been using, you know. So what inspired me most is like I said, that's what I said. So, and also before it was not like now. I was traveling to some countries, but not like this way, you know. But this time I decided to take it fully because of the advice of Wodemaya, you know. I'm very grateful when it came to Brazil. He advised me to do it, to push more, and as I'm pushing hard, you know, and support of you guys, the followers, also, you know. I'm very grateful for the support so far, you know, and that's it.
So how do you fund your travels?
Okay, so what I do is, I think I've posted about it before.
Okay.
What I do is I sell African fabrics, you
Yeah.
know, like African prints,
African print, yeah.
you know, clothes, shirts, bracelets, you know,
Yeah.
necklace, African
Yeah.
fabrics, you
Yeah.
know. That's what I sell to fund the trips, you know. Yeah, so when I go back, that's why I cannot do it continuously. I need to make a sales, take some of the profits, you know, and then go the trips I have to go to. And before I go to those trips, I make my budget. That okay, this money can take me to this quantity or like this amount of countries, you know,
Okay.
number of countries I can go with this money, you know. So that's how I plan my trip, and also I try use a lot of strategy, you know, in getting to all those countries, you know, and so far it has been successful.
Okay. So among all the 44 countries you've been to so far, which country you would say like you love that country so much?
For the 44 countries, Brazil is included. So definitely it's going to be.
No,
Brazil.
let's assume you are living in Brazil. So let's take Brazil out.
Yeah.
So apart from Brazil, which other country have you visited? Like you feel like, oh, this country is also nice. Like I wish.
Okay, so
this
Ghana
country.
is not included.
Let's say Ghana and Brazil is out.
Countries I've visited. Let's see, Hungary. I have a lot of countries I've visited a lot.
Okay.
First Hungary, Holland, Spain, you know.
Yeah.
I love the vibes in those countries. Holland, the vibe in Holland is low, but I love the country also because of the opportunities they've given to blacks in Holland. You know, it's very crazy. You know, the opportunities huge. So that's why I love the country. A very cool place also, and Budapest, Hungary.
Yeah.
Very vibrant country.
Okay.
You know, nightlife is crazy.
Nightlife.
It's a place to visit.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a must country to visit. No matter what, you have to visit that country before you are normal. Hungary. Very good place to be. Very affordable, you know. Yeah, very affordable. And also, let's say, Luxembourg, Belgium, you know. Yeah, Belgium. I've been to France, but France is the least country I'll add as my favorite, you know. Yeah, I never loved it. My experience there was never good, you know. I'll still go there. Doesn't my experience wasn't good. Doesn't mean I'll never be there.
Yeah.
I never know when I'll find myself there. So that's
Okay.
how-
So you know everything that is good and bad. So
Yeah.
you're talking about the good side. So what about the most worst country that you visited that you this country I will never go there again?
That's it.
Turkey. So even let's assume there's a company or anyone who wants to take you to Turkey, you will not go. Let's say the person give you like $10 million or something to live in Turkey, you will not. Okay. So what
I
advice
love
would
my
you give?
peace of mind.
Love a
you know.
peace of mind.
And I love myself also. you know,
Yeah.
because my experience there was never good. And the experience of others
Yeah.
that I've witnessed, trust me, you'll be there and be crying for people. you know.
Yeah.
It's good for tourism, okay? At the same time, not good for working. Okay. Good for working depending on your situation there.
Okay.
But you know, in our era, in this era now, most of the people they travel with the wrong visa, with the intention of going to work.
Yeah.
So when, for example, when you travel with a tourist visa and you go with the intention to work there,
Yeah.
you go against the visa rules.
Yeah.
And these are some of the people you find there who are being maltreated. You know, in Turkey, when you are caught, you can be jailed for 1 year without even your embassy knowing where you are.
Oh, wow.
You understand?
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
Wow.
I've seen some people being in prison and then they don't have even what to eat. You understand?
Okay. Yeah.
It's not easy. It's not easy there. But at the same time, that doesn't give them the way, like the power, the way they maltreat them. You understand? The treatment is very, very bad. Yeah, very, very bad. They are humans. The best thing you can do, or the right thing you can do, is deport them. You understand? Than keeping them in prison for nothing. And even getting money on top of it. They are being paid.
Yeah.
You know, when you are arrested, do you know that when you are arrested in Turkey, there is a money being paid on behalf of you, but you are not receiving that money. It's going to the Turkish government.
And who is paying that money to you? Is it like, let's say, Brazil embassy
So
paying?
it's more like the UN or something.
Okay, UN.
Yeah.
Okay.
You pay to them, to take care of you, and that money goes to them. It doesn't come to you. So they are making money out of you guys. So it's a cash out.
Yeah.
Way for them, you know. So that's why they
try
love to arrest more
and then
people,
get more money.
So that's their main reason they do that, you know. Even though you have violated their laws and rules and all that, the best thing or the right thing they could do is deport you. That's it. But they decide not to deport you because they want to make money out of you. So when they see that people are going out, then they have to arrest more people to get more money. You know, that's the worst one. The other one also is France.
Oh, okay. So can you name the countries you've visited so far? Maybe it's 44 we can mention or budget
I can
at least.
mention.
Yeah.
So let's say I visited Ireland,
Yeah.
UK,
Yeah.
France, Germany,
Yeah.
Portugal, Spain, Luxembourg, Belgium, Lithuania, Estonia, Poland, Latvia, Slovakia, Austria, Hungary, Greece. I think Greece is the most overhyped country.
Okay.
To me, that's how I see it. You know, Greece, then Morocco, Finland, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, South Korea.
So apart from South Africa and
Argentina, Paraguay, Bolivia, Peru, Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala.
So you visited all these 44 countries within how many years?
No, so like I said, beginning when I started with some countries and I paused before Encouragement came later for me to
Okay.
do other. So let's say counting all together, I think is within a year.
Within a year, you've been to
Yeah.
44 countries. And you mentioned South Africa and Morocco. So apart from South Africa and Morocco, which other African country have you visited?
I've been to Cote d'Ivoire,
Cote d'Ivoire. Okay.
Togo,
Togo.
Benin,
Benin. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So that you've been in a few.
Burkina Faso.
Burkina. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Burkina Faso.
Okay. That's
Burkina
nice.
Faso. I think those are the countries I went
You
first,
went before.
you know,
Okay.
before going outside the country.
Yeah.
You know, so.
So guys, if today is your first time seeing this channel, kindly subscribe, follow us, and like and share, comment. You can also follow the Travelogist. Are you on social media?
Yeah, I'm on social media, all the social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I'm there. The name is the Travelogist with the picture of this, you know.
Yeah.
And this was made by Nelly Nelson. He's a designer on Facebook also. You can check him out, Nelly Nelson. You know, he was the one who designed this for me, you know. And
It's a nice design.
This is what I've been using to travel, you know. Yeah. So the dream is to be to all the countries in the world, and I want to be the first Ghanaian. So that's the record I want to set.
This one that you go straight
I'm not
to the Guinness
getting
Book
paid
of
for this
Records.
record. This is my own record. I want to set it for myself, so that it will be in Brazil, and whenever somebody visits Brazil, or whenever someone is talking about Brazil, they will definitely talk about me. You know, that's what I want to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So guys,
I want to be everywhere.
Okay, so guys, as you heard, you can follow him on all the social media platforms: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, everywhere.
YouTube,
follow him on the Travelogist, so that you can find some of his videos, all the travel videos that he blogs there. You can also see the other countries, so that you can also decide on which country you would love to travel to. So this interview was brought to you from Okadeco, and this interview too was sponsored by Arcus Organic Mixture Skincare Products. Arcus is a skincare product, and it's for all type of skins. So you can call her on +19 17 83 63 155. Let me take it again. +19 17 83 63 155. The number will be down on the screen, so you can take it and place your order. You can just give her one phone call to get your Arcus Organic Mixture Skincare products. Ali, thanks talking to you on Yonko TV. I hope maybe one day we will meet you not in Ghana again, but maybe I might meet you in Brazil, other country. Then we take you from there.
It has to be Brazil or other country.
Sure,
it's possible. Nothing is impossible. You know, that's my belief. You know, nothing is impossible. When you dream of it, it's possible.
It's possible.
Yeah,
yes.
I dreamt to be around the world, and I'm fulfilling it also. Trust me, but with patience. You know, that's what has brought me to this level. Trust me, with patience, you can go far.
So what advice would you give to someone who wants us to be like you, the Travelogist? Maybe the person has not been to any country before. The person is in Ghana or any other country who wants to also visit other countries. What advice would you give to the person?
So with Ghana passport, you can go like 60-something countries.
Okay.
Over 60 countries without visa.
Okay.
Right now we have South Africa without visa.
Okay.
You can go South Africa without visa fee. You can start with the neighboring countries like Togo, Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire, Togo. You can start with those countries to build up your history, you know, your travel history, and also experience. You know, traveling within your own territory gives you an experience.
Okay.
So that you know, because you meet people, you talk to, interact with people, you interact with immigrations and all that. It gives you an experience on how to go through other countries, visa interviews and all that, to visit other countries also. And it's always advisable to go to your neighboring countries to get the experience
first.
Trust me.
Okay. So do you go by flight or by road? How do you go by your trips?
So most of the trips that I made, most of the countries that I made, I went with bus.
With bus. Oh, okay.
Most of them is with bus. So I traveled to this continent and I used the bus to travel
to the neighboring countries around. Oh, okay.
So let's say, for example, I'm in Ghana. If I want to travel to Togo, I don't need to take flights.
Yes.
Just take a bus. I go to Togo. If I want to go to Benin, same bus. I go to Benin. Nigeria, the same bus. I go to Nigeria. You know. But traveling within Africa with bus is very difficult.
Okay.
I think the countries close to Ghana. I think it's easy to travel, because we have the cars, the buses going to this place, and that's good. I think like what the Maya have been saying always, we need a borderless Africa. Trust me.
Yeah, that one is true.
That's a must.
Yes.
And just imagine how it's going to be traveling without borderless Africa. How it's going to be. A lot of people are going to travel, and it's going to be lovely.
Sure.
I'm just imagining. So we support the borderless Africa, and we'll keep pushing it.
Sure.
Until it's done.
Yeah. Okay. Nice talking to you on Yonko TV. But I hope we will talk again. Even when you go, we can still talk on maybe TikTok or YouTube. Sure. We can still do live video.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I'm always there for you.
Me too. I'm always
Thank
there
you for having me.
Nice.
Thank you so much. I'm very grateful.
All right. Thank you, guys. So, this interview was brought to you by Yonko Mensa, live on Yonko TV. So kindly share, subscribe, and follow us on all the social media platforms. Thank you. Bye.